Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another book review for the channel. This is my third ever book review on the channel. This is The Flash, Crossover Crisis, Green Arrow's Perfect Shot. This is the first book in the trilogy with the overarching title, The Flash, Crossover Crisis. The question everyone's going to ask, is this canon to the Arrowverse shows? The answer is no, but the twist they throw at you is pretty damn interesting. This takes place on a timeline where Barry does not go back in time and create Flashpoint. So simply put, at the end of Season 2, in this timeline, Barry does not go back to save his mother and create Flashpoint. With knowing that information, I'm not going to dive into too much more because you'll learn more information when you read this book. They give you some similarities and differences in this timeline because of that change. Now, getting past all that, is this a good book? Is this worth checking out starting this trilogy? And in my opinion, yes, it is, and I think you should check it out if you're an Arrowverse fan. If you have been an Arrowverse fan at one point, or still are, I think you should check this out. Lengthwise, this book is 235 pages. It's not a long read. Obviously, like I said, there's 2 more books in this trilogy, but in terms of the length, I wanted more. I wanted more here. And in my opinion, that's a positive thing, because this could have been a tough read, or this could have been kind of meh. But in my opinion, they do some things here that is really, really damn cool, and some characters pop up that are really damn cool. I'm not going to say who, but there are some things in here I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Like, I'm craving and I'm excited to get into book 2, which I have over here, and I'm going to start reading it very, very soon. I'm going to read what's on the back for you guys so you get kind of an idea of what to expect in this book. A sinister bomber is loose in Star City, and Green Arrow could use speedster Barry Allen's help to bring them to justice. But as the Flash saves the day with Team Arrow, miles away a huge rift appears over his hometown, and thousands of refugees with super speed come pouring out in a panic. Can the combined skills of Team Arrow and the Flash's team at Star Labs manage the chaos long enough to close the rift and stop the terror beyond from tearing their universe apart? They do a pretty good job with that little synopsis there on the back of the book to give you kind of an idea of what to expect, but there's a lot of things in here that I was quite surprised with. In terms of how they tell the story, it's pretty well done. There are certain moments where I wish they could have expanded on certain things, and there's other things they expand upon that I kind of wish they didn't, but at the same time, that's how books are pretty much for me at this point as I'm starting to read more, is that there are certain things that they expand upon that I didn't really want, and there's certain things that they bring up or mention, or something happens, you're like, ooh, tell me more, and they don't, and there may be a reason why at that time they don't, but still, it's like, I'm overall satisfied with this book. Some great character interactions, and some great moments between, of course, Team Arrow and Team Flash, and overall, it was a fun time. Some small critiques for this book, and it's very minor. It's not to the point where I was like, I'm going to put this down and stop reading. Like, I wanted to continue reading no matter what was happening, but there were some small moments I was like, they could have done something different there. I noticed this a few times, and it was something I actually critiqued on the other 2 books I've reviewed for the channel, which was that duology Flash and Arrow book, which are not connected to the Arrowverse shows, but kind of is, but not really. But the critique I had for those books, and now with this one, is there are some moments of dialogue where a character says something that just doesn't fit. It just doesn't feel right. It may be more of a major issue for you, but there is one particular moment where Oliver says something that just feels completely out of character. Like something he would never say on Arrow. But it didn't to the point make me go, okay, I'm putting this down, I'm done. It was just like, okay, they could have brainstormed more on that, how it was said, but whatever. Anyways, moving on, so... There's also some moments in the book story-wise where there are some moments they focus on particular characters or particular moments that we don't need this much information. It was kind of mentioning earlier about how they expand on stuff that I really wasn't caring too much about, and it was kind of making me go, okay, I know we're going to get to some other stuff later that I'm really excited for, but I get the kind of build-up and why they're doing this here and why they're kind of explaining some stuff here, but it just didn't... to me, it wasn't necessary at certain points, but like I said, overall, I'm happy with what this gave me. I teased this a little earlier, I'm not going to say who, but there are some characters in this that I was quite surprised that showed up, and it made me just go, this would be so amazing if the shows did this, but they can't. I mean, they could, but they realistically can't. Overall, I'm happy with this. I can't wait to read book 2 and 3. If you guys want me to review those as well when I get through them, let me know in the comments below. If you're an Arrowverse fan, or if you stopped watching for a while but you were curious, maybe to check this out, I recommend it. I really do. They were like 10 or 12 bucks a piece on Amazon if you have Amazon Prime, and I got them delivered pretty quickly. So if you're interested in these, check it out. And I just bought the whole damn trilogy before I read the first books. I'm like, I might as well have them because I'll read through them regardless of my thoughts about the first one, because I want to see what they do with it, you know, because I'm that invested in the Arrowverse. But overall, pretty happy with this, and a great start. And there's some mystery, some intrigue. So, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen next? Well, they do a pretty good job setting up some stuff and, you know, concluding some other stuff that's kind of set up, but still a great start. And I can't wait to get to book 2 and then eventually book 3 of this trilogy. Happy with the book. There's some critiques, some moments where I wish they would have done things differently, but ultimately, I'm not the writer. I'm just the one enjoying the story. Maybe you'll read this and you'll love it even more than I do. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but maybe you won't like it. But I would say if you are a fan of The Flash, a fan of Arrow, a fan of the Arrowverse, understand it's a different timeline, obviously, like I mentioned, but I recommend giving this a shot. At least give it a shot. So anyways, that's the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.